We think of pasta as an Italian food, but it is likely the descendant of the ancient Asian noodle. It is believed that it was brought to Italy from China by Marco Polo during the 13th century. To make my Italian sausage rigatoni, you will need 8 to 10 ounces of dried rigatoni pasta, 1 medium chopped onion, 3 cloves of garlic chopped, 3 chopped large mushrooms, 1 cup of chopped spinach, 1 pound of Italian bulk sausage, a quarter of a pound of pancetta, 1 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. You'll need salt, pepper, 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, and an optional ingredient, Aleppo chili. You'll also need a bechamel sauce. The recipe can be found on my channel. Our salted water is boiling and it's time now to add our rigatoni. This will cook for 12 minutes to the al dente stage. In a pan with a tablespoon of olive oil, I've added our chopped onion, garlic, and pancetta. Next addition are your chopped mushrooms. A few spinach leaves snuck in here, but that's okay. They're all going to be in the pot eventually. Pushing your onions and mushrooms to the side, it's time to add your sausage. Italians consume more pasta than anybody, and in America, not surprisingly, spaghetti is the #1 most favorite pasta. There are over 300 forms of pasta in many shapes and forms. This recipe uses a rigatoni, which is a heavy tube with riggers that helps capture the sauce. Rigatoni holds up really well to heavy sauces like the cream sauce, which is what we're using today. The word rigatoni comes from the Italian word that means ridged or lined. Now it's time to add our seasoning. About a teaspoon of dried oregano and about a half a teaspoon of salt to start with. And the final addition is your chopped spinach. This would be the time to add your pinch of Aleppo chili if you are adding it to your recipe, but it is an optional ingredient. Our pasta has cooked and it's a little bit al dente, which is what you want because it will be absorbing some of the cream sauce that will be added to this. So add it to your pot and stir it around. If your bechamel sauce thickens up a little bit while you're waiting for the rest of your recipe to come together, you might want to add a little bit more milk. Give it a good whisking on the stove. And once it's smooth again and to the right consistency, it's time to add your sherry. With your mixture on very low heat, it's time now to add the bechamel sauce. Years ago, while taking classes with an Italian chef, I was taught how to make pasta, something I have never done since because it is without a doubt the most difficult and time-intensive procedure I've ever attempted. The biggest obstacle in making your own pasta at home is finding the right flour. Our instructor, who knew it would be difficult to find the right flour here, actually bought her own 25-pound sack of Italian semolina flour with her on the plane. Of course, this was at a time when one could carry a 25-pound bag of flour on a plane. And as you can see, this is beautifully coated, and our last and final ingredient, the grated Parmesan cheese. Now at this point, you could transfer this into a casserole and bake it in the oven. I'm going to just finish it off in this very same pot. I'm going to cover it and let it just kind of all blend together for about 15 minutes, and then I'll serve it. This recipe makes a lot. Fortunately, it freezes well, and you'll have plenty of delicious leftovers. This quick and easy recipe comes together in less than an hour. It's always delicious, leaves plenty of leftovers, it freezes well, and it's always a family favorite.